and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, a little bit of a weird one. I really need your guys' help. I've been messing around with something. I had a thought, but I'm not sure if I'm being crazy. I need some input. But of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing the Panerai Luminor Daylight, a watch that I really don't give much wrist time to, but I do enjoy it from time to time. This kind of ties into today's episode as well. And also, quick little shout out to DelReyWatch.com, a link in the description below. Just got a couple of cool watches in, a very rare Tudor Black Bay Black Etta version with box and papers. We just got in another Omega Mark 40, the colorful dial, and we have a beautiful Rolex Explorer 1. Actually, we have two of them, one with papers, one without. All that and more at DelReyWatch.com. Well, guys, let me tell you my predicament. I don't know, a lot of you may know, rather, if you've been watching me a long time, that even though I'm a watch dealer, I don't really sell watches for my personal collection. I always find that I'm scared of regretting it, and usually I get them at pretty good prices, so if I ever want to replace them, they're expensive. And also, I really do get emotionally attached to my watches, even though I don't make a roadmap like some very serious collectors. I'm much more emotional and erratic, spontaneous with my purchases. So not much thought goes into it. I mean, I know what I like, but usually when I buy something, I just go ahead and buy it. I don't really plan for it too much. Well, the day has come where I was toying with selling one of the watches in my collection. And it's not any watch, it's actually one of the watches that I've said in many videos I would never sell. It's a watch that's a keeper. And I'm not saying I will sell it, but I didn't want to ask you guys. So, first of all, why don't I sell the Panerai? This is the one I wear the least. Honestly, it's not worth much what I paid for it. I'll never be able to get it back, so I'd rather just keep it in the watch box. It's not really going to change my life financially. However, there is a watch that I have been considering selling, which is worth a little bit of money, and I wanted to run it by you guys. And that is my IWC Ingenieur Laureus with the blue dial. I love this watch, guys. I do. So, I mean, let me tell you a little bit of the story behind it. I bought this watch when I was working at Vempa in New York. I remember I was working Christmas Eve, and, you know, for retail, you always got to work Christmas Eve, and I was a little annoyed, and, you know, I loved my job, but I was a little annoyed to be working Christmas. And kind of to cure my depression for that day, I was setting up the IWC case, putting the watches in the case, and I saw it, and I said, screw it, I want it, I love this watch, I'm going to buy it, it's limited edition, it's blue, it's gorgeous, and at that time I had a small watch collection, so this was the highest end piece I had, and I wore a suit every day, and I just loved it. So I went to my boss, I bought it. And here's the thing. My life has changed a little bit since then. You know, when I lived in New York, be it working for a Cartier, Vempa, or Piaget, I wore a suit every day. You know, that was my life, and this IWC was a larger dress watch at 42 millimeters, looked great with my navy suits. It just fit in my life perfectly. But now that I live in Miami, I find myself wearing it less and less. You know, down in Miami, things were much more casual. I haven't worn a suit in a couple of years. It's very warm, so I tend not to wear leather, even though I do bust it out of the watch box every so often when I go to a nice restaurant, because I love the watch. I mean, I look at it, and I really, really do like it. But here's the thing. I don't wear it much, and nowadays these watches have really skyrocketed in price, and I've been lusting after something much more expensive to add in my collection, and unfortunately I'm not made of money, so it's not easy for me to afford. So I was thinking, you know, should I sell this IWC to fund this new watch purchase? Now, part of me says do it because I don't wear it that much. And as much as I love it, it's really nothing. It's not the highest end piece in my collection. You know, I eventually expect myself in 20, 30 years to have a very high-end watch collection, and I see myself keeping the IWC because of sentimental reasons, But to be very honest with you, it's not exactly the most horologically significant piece. It's an in-house caliber, it's time only, it's an absolute stunner, and it's a beauty. But part of me says, does it have a place in my collection? And so those are the reasons why I want to sell it. The reasons why I want to keep it is, great memories at working at Vempa. Great memories. It means a lot to me. Also, if I ever want to replace it, I'm going to pay double what I paid for it originally. It's a blue dial, it's limited edition. There's not that many on the market, so if I end up regretting it, I really won't be able to replace it easily. And then the third thing is, do I really want to be one of those guys that sells watches from his personal collection? I mean, it's full of memories. So the emotional part of me is telling me to keep it, but the intelligent part of me is saying, hey, Fed, you're not getting your bang for buck for this watch. You're not wearing it much. What's the point of keeping it? And the truth is, I give advice to people all the time. I tell them, if you don't wear it, sell it. But I'm having a tough time taking my own advice this time. So that's where you guys come in. What would you do? I've tried to explain what this watch means to me. I really do care about it, but at the same time, it doesn't get much use, and I don't know if it really has a place in my collection, at least the collection the way I see it going forward. So I'd love some advice from you guys. I'd love to know what you guys think. Please let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I really need your advice. I'm going to be reading the comments. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It really helps me out, and it ensures you don't miss any content. And of course, go check out my business partner, John P's channel, where he talks about vintage watches. Link in the description below as well. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.